Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be reading Reddit stories from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. There's also going to be a theme, and the theme is songwriting. I haven't read the stories beforehand, so I'm just going to be reacting. I'm just going to be discovering them right now and reacting to them. Let's get started with the first story. Let me see. So I want to start with this one. The title is Am I the Asshole for brutally honestly telling my girlfriend I didn't like the song she wrote for me? It was my birthday last week, and at my birthday party, my girlfriend said she had written me something, and she sang a song she wrote me. It didn't sound very good at all, and I told her, honestly, I didn't like it. You're not very good at music. As a result, she cried, and my friends and my parent called me a jerk. I haven't apologized because I feel like honesty is more important than lying to make someone happy, and wanted confirmation that I'm right so I can show them. The verdict on this one is you're the asshole, and I agree. I think in this context, in this situation, I think the person who wrote this is in the wrong. I do understand. I can understand the fact that this person really values honesty, but I just think that sometimes it's not worth it. And in this specific context, it's just not worth it, and it's totally unnecessary. And I don't know, some people are very, very honest. Some people like me are too agreeable and don't want to offend people, and that's not necessarily better. I do understand that, but in this specific context of someone going out of their way to make you happy, to give you something unique and putting a lot of effort into that, I think a song is kind of a unique gift, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of courage to be able to show that to you on your birthday and give that to you as a gift. So although I could understand that you're someone that really values honesty, I think in this context it wasn't necessary. And I think that sometimes in life there are situations where it's just not worth it, and you just have to be able to say thank you and smile and move on. And yeah, because you're OP's girlfriend in this instance, it's just a gift that it's just a really thoughtful gift that she wanted to give to her boyfriend. It's not like she was asking for your opinion for a song that she was going to record or release or whatever. I do understand wanting to give honest feedback to someone, and I don't think it's necessarily better not to give your honest opinion, because it can be really valuable to give your honest opinion to someone, although it might hurt a little bit when you hear it. It can be beneficial to have people around you, your friends, your significant other, give you a really honest opinion. That's something that I really, really value, although, like, we all have an ego and sometimes it's hard to hear. But like, just in this context, the song being a gift, I just find it really distasteful to have this reaction. And it's even worse in this situation because it was a song and it's so personal. Like, I haven't written songs in a while, but I know that when I do and when I show them to people, it's very hard. It's a hard thing to do, to show someone a song that you've written. You're sharing something very intimate, And especially like a song that you wrote for someone, there's a lot of pressure in that. And so just the mere fact that she was willing to share that with you, that in itself, in that is a a proof of love and trust, and having a such a blunt reaction from someone, and especially your boyfriend, that's just gotta hurt a lot. I can definitely relate, and I completely understand why the girlfriend cried in the situation. I think I would have cried as well. So yeah, I think this one is a no-brainer. You're the asshole. And I don't know, it's just like when someone gives you a gift, even if it's not the greatest gift, they still went out of their way to try and make you happy. Maybe they missed, maybe it wasn't great, but just thank you. I mean, if you didn't like it, you don't have to put on this show of like, wow, this is the most amazing gift I've ever received and this is great. Just keep it simple. Thank you, smile, and move on. That would be my way of doing things. I'm gonna see if there are some comments that I want to read. I'm just looking at the comments. Someone said, "You're the asshole. Forget the song itself. Did you like the fact that she spent hours on it, poured her emotions into it, probably fought a whole bunch of nerves to sing it in front of people? Did you like having her care so much about you that she did that when she could have just phoned it in with an Amazon gift card or some shit? If not, please break up with her and let her find someone who will appreciate the time, thought, and emotional burden that goes into such a gift. You're not her agent. You're not a record label exec or a Grammy judge. You didn't have to like the song, for fuck's sake. You should have been thrilled that she wrote and performed it for you." I kind of agree. Let's see if there is another comment worth reading. Pie Masterson said, "You're the asshole. You publicly humiliated your girlfriend and you didn't need to. Here's an alternative. Thank her for the gift in public. If you feel you need to tell her the song wasn't any good, do it in private and with sensitivity." I do agree, because I really want to emphasize the fact that I completely respect people who value honesty, and sometimes I wish that I could be more honest, even if sometimes I'm afraid to voice some of my opinions because I don't want to hurt people's feeling. But I do understand wanting to give an honest feedback to someone, and I think that there's a time and a place for that. And me personally, as someone who's very creative, I mean, I do write songs now and then, and I just like creative things, and sometimes like when you show them to people, it's really hard to share that with other people, because it's hard when you pour your soul into something to just to put it out there and have people criticize it. But at the same time, if no one tells you the truth and people just are too afraid to tell you the truth, you're never gonna grow, and it could be detrimental. So I do understand, and I could value the fact that he wanted to tell her his honest feedback on her songwriting skills, but I just think the delivery isn't great and the timing wasn't great in this particular situation. I think I'm just looking at the comments to see if there's another one that I want to read, but No, I think we've said everything that's. I think yeah, I think I'm done with this story. Don't want to comment. I have no further comments for this one. So let's move on to the next story. I'll just see which one I want to read next. Okay, next story. Am I the asshole for writing a song that was blatantly about my ex-girlfriend and her cheating on me, then naming the song after her? I'm in a pretty small time local band, working hard to change that, but you know. But we do have a decent following in and around our hometown. My girlfriend was an integral part of our band and was essentially our manager until I found out she was banging her boss at Chili's. It took me about 2 minutes to write a song about it, and over the last weekends it's become our popular song to play at our small club gigs. However, since the song is called Jessica and a major hook is about a girl cheating with the bloke at the restaurant, everyone knows it's about her. She found out and she stopped by and was pissed at me. I told her she couldn't have cheated. She shouldn't have cheated. She said, "Fuck you." I still care about her and I have something of a conscience left. Conscience, I think, left. So was that an asshole thing to do? Okay. The general vote on this one is not the asshole, and this was published 4 years ago. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the person who wrote this is the asshole. I think it's very common to write about your personal love life, and people like artists are inspired by their but what happened to them in their personal life. So if you date one of them, I mean, you're bound to have them write something about you. People in the comment are saying Taylor Swift has made a career out of writing songs about her exes, so you do you. True. In my opinion, not the asshole. She cheated and it's pretty commonly known. Many musicians are inspired by their lives. Kind of effed up to use her name though. So there is that. I do agree with that comment. I don't think the person who wrote the post is in the wrong for writing a song about his ex-girlfriend and the situation, her cheating and everything. But using her name, I'm not sure that's great. I don't know. I think maybe he pushed it a little bit too far by using her real name, you know? Like people do write songs about their exes, and even like some of the big celebrities do that sometimes, but I feel like most of the time there is no name mentioned, even though people are able to guess, like, okay, Miley Cyrus just released a song and it's about her ex-husband, because we do know about their personal lives, but still he isn't explicitly mentioned. And you might say, does that make a difference? But to me that still makes a difference. I don't really like the fact that he used her real name. And even Taylor Swift, like, she writes songs about her exes, but she never specifically mentions them by name, even if like fans are able to connect the dots and figure out the song is about this person. But still, there is still room for speculation, you know? And I know that as a Swiftie. I think there's just Dear John might be an exception to that, because she specifically uses John for John Mayer. But I don't know. I don't think Opie is the asshole for writing the song. Something happened to him. She cheated. She was in the wrong. that obviously inspired him to write a song. And it took him only 2 minutes to write the song. So I mean, if you're gonna be cheated on and you can make a great song out of it, I don't see any problem in that. The only thing is, personally, I wouldn't have used the real name of the person, but that's just me. So let's settle on that verdict of not the asshole. And let's move on. I'm just looking for another story. Okay, I think I found one. Am I the asshole for refusing to sing a song I've written for my girlfriend on my sister's wedding? This one was published a year ago. It has 11K upvotes. I hope it's good. So, am I the asshole for refusing to sing a song I've written for my girlfriend on my sister's wedding? I'm a sucker for music and songwriting. I haven't written many songs, let alone record. But I had a good inspiration and I wrote a very touchy one for my girlfriend, who I've been with for 3 years. I even wanted to record it and personally give it to my girlfriend since it's special for us. My family asked me to play them the song since it's my first song that I finished, and I did. My sister was very touched and she asked me to play that song on her wedding day for her and her husband. I said I can try making another song for them if they have the time and inspiration, if I have the time and inspiration, but I don't want to play this one because it's personal for me and my girlfriend and it's about our relationship. She insisted that it is not a big deal and she wants me to play the song. I said I don't want to. It's personal. She then pulled the "It's my wedding" card. I'm your sister. Can't you do me this favor? Can you make your sister happy? Can't you make your sister happy? I said again, no. I told her I tried to write one for her and her husband, but I'm not playing mine. Plus, it would be more touching for me to write their own song. She and my parents then proceeded to claim that it would be more appropriate for me to sing that song for my sister and her husband on their wedding, since they've officiated their relationship and are not just boyfriend and girlfriend. That hit the nail on the head for me, and I said, you know what? F all of you for what you're doing. This isn't fair at all, and the fact that you're undermining my relationship to make a point is shitty. My parents, my sister, and her husband are now bugging me about this. They say I am a very selfish person who can't do his sister a small favor, and how I'm very uptight about it. So, am I the asshole? You are not the asshole. That is the verdict on Reddit, and that is also my take in this situation. So OP wrote a song for his girlfriend. Sister and the family heard the song and thought the song was great. But then the sister is like, you should sing this song at my wedding. And although OP could have responded to that in a totally different manner, it could have been really flattered and used that opportunity to showcase the song and like share the song with more people. OP just simply doesn't want to do that. It's very intimate for him. It's a song that he wrote for his girlfriend. He was okay with sharing it with the family, but I don't know. For me, this type of situation is just one of those where you just need to respect someone's decision and they shouldn't have to justify it. OP wrote a song, it's his song, it's very personal, and I don't get the family at all. Like, why pressure him to sing this song at the wedding? It's weird. I don't know, I just don't get it. Although I could understand that, okay, they thought the song was great, she's a sister. Maybe she thought that would be a cute moment at the wedding. I completely get that. But okay, you're insisting once, you're trying. He doesn't want to do it. You're insisting. But at one point, like, he set his boundary and said, no, I'm not gonna do it. If you want another song, I'll sing another song, but you keep insisting. And I don't know, that's really, really annoying. And it even gets to a point where they're trying to, I don't know, let me find that paragraph. But they claim that it would be more, that's from the post. She and my parents then proceeded to claim that it would be more appropriate for me to sing that song for my sister and her husband on their wedding day, since they've made their relationship official, basically. And Opie and his girlfriend are just boyfriend and girlfriend. That's weird. And yeah, for me, this one is also a no-brainer. You're not the asshole. I don't understand when people are unable to respect other people's boundaries. And I don't know, at some point, and it even makes me question, is this like some kind of power move? Because in this story, the person who wrote it even suggested to the sister, okay, if you want, I'll write one for you, which would be even more appropriate, which would be a song for her and her husband. And she completely dismissed that, and she's not interested in that. She wants specifically the song that he wrote for the girlfriend, although he stated very clearly that he doesn't want to sing that song at the wedding. And also, some conflicts sometimes when you think about them. Is it worth it? You're going to get married, there's going to be this great celebration, and you're just having a conflict for a song. Seems very unfortunate. That's a shame. And no, I think it's very easy, especially when you're someone very agreeable and you wanna, if you're a people pleaser, it would be easy to feel pressure to do it. But I really respect Opie for not giving in, and just for stating his boundaries and not budging. Let me see if I can find some comments that are worth sharing. Let me see. Okay, let me read that one. Not the asshole. Congrats on writing what must be a beautiful song. Your sister has no right to insist you perform your song at her wedding. Asking once was fine. Everything beyond that makes her and your parents the assholes. You could recite a limerick instead. There once was an entitled sister who was planning to marry her mister. She wanted my song. I thought it was wrong, so I read this instead, and it pissed her off. So I read this instead, and it pissed her off. That's funny, but I wouldn't do it. Someone said, not the asshole. Sing the song at the wedding, dedicating it to your girlfriend, and then propose at the end of the song. Wow. That would be very funny, but that might be pushing it a little bit too far. That would be a little bit petty, in my opinion. But it would be really funny. I think the sister and the parents would be really, really pissed off if he did that. Okay, let me see if I can find another one about songwriting. Okay, I think I found one. I haven't read it, but hopefully it's a good one. So, am I the asshole for not liking criticism of my songwriting? Okay, so I, female 18, have been songwriting for around a year now. I've always been a singer and a musician, but I never written a song until quarantine last year. I had a couple that my family and friends loved, and I still love those songs, but they feel like a different era and old pieces I don't necessarily love to play it or perform as much anymore. I'm writing an EP, and I recently got a gig as an opener for a band. My mom told me to show her the original songs I was playing. She was already upset that I made 3/6 songs my original ones, even though that was 3/6 songs my original ones, even though that was the whole point of even trying to find gigs. And as I played through the songs, she hated every single one of them. She just had this look on her face, and you could tell. Then she would butt in every 5 seconds with, "What? What did you say? I have no idea what that means. And that doesn't make any sense." I got so frustrated by the third song that I went, "Mom, just let me play the song. God, please." Today I had an open mic, and I was originally supposed to sing 2 covers, but I asked my mom if I could switch one for an original instead. I switched it out for the one she disliked the most, but I love. It did good. I did good. Though I do agree that the song was a bit slow for an open mic. It's the song I'm most proud of at the moment, and it's just one performance. At dinner, my mom started talking about how much she disliked the song I picked and how slow and how dragging it was to listen to. I just said, "Okay, Mom, we get it. You hate the song." And she starts saying that I need to learn to handle criticism. And I said, "I can handle criticism when it's not shot down my throat every 5 seconds." She got really angry with me, saying that I was being entirely dramatic and that she was done with the conversation. Now I'm starting to think whether I should have gotten so angry, frustrated. Am I the asshole? I don't think, once again, I don't think the person who wrote this, I don't think the OP is in the wrong. There is such a thing. I mean, criticism can be constructive and welcome. And yeah, criticism can be this thing that can help you really grow, and having negative feedback, and because you're rarely going to produce things that are just perfect, so it's always nice to have people's feedback and their just people's honest feedback on your work. But at the same time, sometimes it's just unnecessary, and we're just going back to the same assessment that I had on the first story. Sometimes it's important to take into account what people have to say, but it's very important to be able to identify those people who are just like very negative, and they're just going to drag you down. Because even if the mom didn't like the song and she voiced that opinion, right? Why insist so much on it? Why make it so obvious and so important to show that she really hates the song? It's not that, okay, the song is not perfect. She really hates the song, and she wanted to say that really loud and clear, that it's a horrible song. It's making the world because of this song, the world is a terrible place. I don't know. It just seems very extreme. The criticism seems very strong and extreme. Like, if you don't like the song, I get it. You can voice that. But for me, in this situation, it's too much. And especially like your daughter she's an aspiring songwriter. She's still learning. She's on a journey, you know. She's not she's only 18 years old, like she's a baby. And it's already great that she's been able to commit to this dream of her and be able to write a song. Do you know how hard it is to write a song? Like to write a song, to write several songs, to get to a point where she's writing an EP at only 18. She got a gig as an opener for a band. I mean, those are great achievements. So to me, it's almost irrelevant that you don't like the one song that she wrote, and it just doesn't sound as you just the mom just doesn't seem like someone that's very supportive of her daughter. And I get it, like people have different parenting styles, and maybe that's her way of trying to push her daughter towards excellence or whatever. But to me, it's just too much. And yeah, people should be more supportive. And I mean, she hated every single one of the songs. Okay, can you have in mind that we're talking about an 18-year-old who writes songs? I don't know. For me, this one is also pretty simple. The daughter is not the asshole, and the mom is not necessarily an asshole, but the mom should be more supportive. That's my take. Let's read some of the comments. So, this one said, not the asshole for sure. That's not constructive criticism at all. Does your mom have any experience with songwriting or music in general? I would really only listen to critiques of people who you trust and who have to have a good musical ear. Another question I have: why did you have to ask her to switch one of the songs for your set? Did she help you get the gig, and has she had to approve send a finalized set? I don't know. I don't really agree with that comment. I don't think that you should only take into account the the feedback or the critiques of people who have experience in the music industry because you're writing songs. I don't know. I don't feel like, especially in, I don't know, maybe for something different where you need like an expert to have a. But I feel like for music and for art in general, it does make sense to just share it with people around you, even if they have no expertise. It's, I mean, it's just, to me, it just makes sense to share that with people. And it's not necessarily a problem for me. The fact that the mom was criticizing the song is, to me, that was the problem, was more the delivery and the fact that the mom wasn't supportive and that the criticism wasn't constructive at all. But I don't think that you should only listen to people in the music industry or people who are also musicians. To the contrary, I think that there could be a lot of value in listening to people who are just, I don't know, regular people. And yeah, let's move on. I think I've said everything I wanted to say about this one. Okay, so let me see if I can find another one, just one final story. I feel like we need one more story. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, let's try this one. It seems similar. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend his music sounds terrible? I, female 32, am in a relationship with a guy, 36 male, who is a musician. Don't get me wrong, he's really talented. He's a really talented artist, very creative and original, and usually I enjoy his work. He has always been a great instrumentalist, but he isn't what you called a gifted singer. He wasn't born with a good singing voice. However, over the years, he has trained his voice, and I must admit his singing has improved drastically. Recently, he told me about a concept he was working on for a song, which I thought was really cool. I offered to work with him on the song and wrote the lyrics for it. I'm a professional writer. He loved the lyrics and he was really excited to start composing the song. Today, he sent me a demo of that song, and let's just say it isn't his best work. The concept and melody are really interesting and cool, but the vocals, they actually sound like a cat being castrated without anesthesia. Obviously, I want what's best for him, so I decided not to blow smoke up his ass and tell him the truth. I said it sounds like a banshee howling in pain and that maybe he should redo the vocals. I meant to say it in a light-hearted, joking kind of way. We both have a dark, twisted sense of humor and have made such comments and jokes before, so it isn't as mean as it sounds, and he knows that. However, he got pretty offended and went off on me about not believing in him and his music. I got upset just because I have always been supportive of his music career, and I generally believe he's talented. However, he asked for criticism and brutal honesty, so he got it. How is it my fault that he could not handle it? I didn't say that the song sucked, just that he needed to redo the vocals and arrange that suits his voice. I explained myself after the banshee comment. But he's still pretty upset and says I'm being unsupportive. So please tell me, guys, am I the asshole for being honest with him about this, or should I have fake praise him not to hurt his feelings, even though he did ask for brutal honesty, quote unquote. There is an edit and an update, but I don't want to read that right now. I just want to comment first and then I'll read the edit and the update. I don't know. The verdict is asshole. I don't know if I agree with that because I don't know. Compared to the story that was just before in the first story that I read, in this one, OP and the boyfriend were collaborating on this song. She wrote the lyrics. So it would make sense that she would give honest feedback on the final product, being the demo that he sent her. But sure, the delivery is awful, even though she states that that's just they just have a dark sense of humor or whatever. Even if she said I meant it in a joking kind of way, blah blah blah. But still, usually when it comes to artistic creation, people are kind of sensitive. It's whenever people are sharing something that they created, something artistic that they created, it's usually very sensitive, and I don't know. I definitely think that the choice of words isn't great. But however, I do think that compared to the two other stories, it is not, it is justified that OP wanted to voice her honest opinion, and that doesn't necessarily make her unsupportive. I just want to come back to the post in the beginning. She said he's always been a great instrumentalist, but he isn't a gifted singer. He wasn't born with a good singing voice. However, he has trained his voice and his singing has improved drastically. Okay, so this might not be a popular take, but me as someone who really enjoys singing, and I'm not the greatest of singers, but I've been in situations where I've listened to something and the singing wasn't great, and it kind of does ruin a song, you know? So I do understand OP wanting to voice that, but at the same time, it's kind of delicate because it's delicate. And I mean, some people, I mean, she's not necessarily like unsupportive of her boyfriend. She said he's a great musician and he's very talented, but just singing is not his strong suit. And there's nothing wrong about that, and there's nothing wrong about pointing that. And he probably knows that since he's taking some singing lessons, I guess, over the years, and he's improved. But I don't think there is necessarily something wrong about voicing the fact that maybe he should redo the vocals, because she just pointed out the fact that the vocals were not great, and probably they didn't do justice to the song. And so I do understand the fact that she wanted him to redo the vocals if that was necessary, but she shouldn't have said it that way. That was very disrespectful. You can say that. Yeah, the delivery wasn't great. And I don't know, I just don't like it when people are not very nice and they use being brutally honest excuse for that. And that reminds me of a Taylor Swift lyric. So casually cruel in the name of being honest. Those who know will know. Update. So I found out why he was so mad. He had shared his work with his best friend. He values his opinion, and the guy ended up saying really mean shit about it. So when I said what I did, it really struck a nerve. He wasn't upset about the banshee part. He was just upset I had never said anything bad about his work before. He was just upset because I had never said anything bad about his work before, and said it just kind of made everything worse because he never expected that from me. I had no idea about the interaction with his friend, but yep, I definitely feel like the a-hole now. Sure, yeah, probably like if we look at things from his perspective, he shows the song to a friend. He has a negative feedback from the friend, and then he's probably trying to look for some comfort or some validation from his girlfriend, and then she doubles down and makes everything worse. So I totally get it why his feelings were hurt. But yeah, I would say I do understand the fact that she wanted to voice her honest opinion in this context. Him being a professional musician who's trying to make it, and her writing the lyrics for the song, and her being invested in the process of the making of the song made it valid that she would comment and give an honest opinion, because in this situation, their relationship is not just boyfriend and girlfriend, it's also like they're collaborating on this song. So that's why, to me, her voicing and sharing her negative feedback was not necessarily a bad thing, but these things happen, you know. It's not the end of the world. I think that they'll move on. He was upset, it hurt his feeling. She didn't mean to hurt his feelings, she just wanted to give an honest opinion. So I'd say, like, there are no assholes here. I don't think that she's an asshole. I just think that she's a human, and yeah, sometimes it happens all the time, you know. You have all the best intentions, but you still hurt people that you love sometimes. And it's all about being able to communicate after that, and I hope that they were able to do that, and I don't think that that would be something that they would break up over or anything like that. I think she seems overall to be a very supportive and self-aware partner, because she was able to reflect on her behavior, and she wasn't expecting that response, and then she was able to put herself in his shoes and understand. So that's great. I just want to read some of the comments, especially since I didn't completely agree with the overall vote of asshole, although I do understand it. Someone said you could have easily just said, I think the vocals need to be worked on, but otherwise it sounds good. I do agree. That would have been an easy way to voice your opinion without hurting his feelings too much. Brutal honesty doesn't mean to be as insulting as possible. Plus, there is nothing constructive about what was said. Yeah. Brutal honesty is just an excuse assholes use to throw the elbow in and pretend their cruelty is funny or useful. There was nothing constructive about the criticism. These notes are sounding a bit shrill at this part, and this part, and instead maybe try X would have been constructive. Just you sound like a banshee is useless criticism. Okay, this comment says, gentle, you're the asshole. While you gave him brutal honesty like he asked, telling him that he sounds like a banshee howling in pain was unnecessarily harsh. You could have worked it more nicely while still giving an honest opinion. Yeah, overall, I think I do agree with the comments. You didn't need to give him fake praise, but that was unkind. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that's the last story. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed these stories, and thank you for watching the video, and see you later. Bye. Also, if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and if you liked it, you can also subscribe.